Hey everybody, Desi Cooney here with Outlier Strength and Conditioning, and today we're talking about core training. So having a weak core is one of the main reasons I see for missed lifts. It's something that most people neglect to train properly, and it's also one of the root causes of low back pain that many people experience. So I wanted to talk about some solutions. Let's talk about abs. In many sports, but especially in powerlifting, we need to be able to call upon the strength of the core isometrically to be able to resist motion from forces that want to deform that core. So whether we're bracing to take a tackle from a defender, or we're in the front line of a scrum, or we're under a 600-pound squat, the last thing we really want is any laxity or any unwanted movement from those muscles that surround and stabilize the spine. In any case, or even just in everyday life, this can lead to injury or low back pain. So I want to talk specifically about how to effectively strengthen the core musculature. In this first video, I'm going to talk specifically about bracing, or the creation of intra-abdominal pressure, because I believe that is an important precursor in being able to do some of the movements that I will go on to describe in the second part of this video series. So as that name implies, intra-abdominal pressure, we are increasing the pressure within our abdominal cavity, and that temporary increase in pressure can help to stabilize the spine during many different movements under load. So the first step in creating an effective brace is to establish a parallel relationship between your diaphragm and your pelvic floor. And because we can't see them, you can sort of visualize this as the relationship between your rib cage and your pelvis. And so without a parallel relationship, we can never hope to truly have an effective brace, because the top and the bottom of our closed system, which in this case is basically two discs of muscle, are never opposing each other, and so you can never create that effective pressure force between them. My personal favorite position to start people off in to teach the brace is laying on the ground on your back with your feet up on a bench or a box or anything where you can get close to a 90-degree angle at the hip and knee, because it's automatically going to place you in this parallel position of the diaphragm and the pelvic floor. So the next step after we found this position is going to be to inhale through the nose without picking up the rib cage. So this is going to cue our diaphragm, which is normally dome-shaped, to descend and flatten out, which is going to increase pressure within our abdomen. And if you're doing this properly, you should be feeling some degree of expansion going on, 360 degrees all the way around our abdominal region. When you're on the floor, I like to be able to use the fingers and the floor to give tactile feedback about where this expansion is and is not occurring for you personally. I like to give people the cue, breathe in and try to breathe your fingers apart. Eventually, we want to be able to disassociate our breathing from our bracing and be able to do both of those things independently of each other. So a good practice for this is, once you've got the feel for it, being able to maintain your brace, so don't let those fingers get back in, is what I usually say, while going through a couple of breath cycles at a time. Now, once you've mastered the drill on the floor, it's time to move on to more advanced drills until you can replicate the positioning and the feeling of bracing effectively during your lifts. If you're interested in my personal progression of exercises that I use to teach people bracing, I've shared that previously on my Instagram. You can definitely go there and check that out for yourself. I hope this video has been helpful. If you found this information valuable, please take a second to share this video, like this video, and be sure to check out our website at www.beoutlierstrong.com for more information. I'll see you next time for the second part of this video series, in which I will go over actually strengthening the muscles of the core now that we know how to use it. See you next time.